most parents on the East Coast and the West Coast send their children to HBCUs to learn how to be black because they took them to white communities.
That's right.
One of my Muslim friends told me something, bro, and it scared me. I can't lie. He said, Banner, and this is a good dude. He said, Banner, I think I failed my children. And I said, why you say that, bro? He said, because I thought I was doing the best thing for them by letting them go to white schools, and now they want to be white.
Good grief.
Damn. I never thought about it that way.
That's heavy.
Attention, player haters and overrated disbelievers of all kinds. I stand before you today 10 toes down as the bearer of bad news. Y'all done fucked up.
What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. This is my mic been tripping, so I'm sorry, y'all. This is about making your black kid white. There are a lot of people who've been raised in the suburbs and whose parents moved to the suburbs in the last few decades. And part of that is built in self-hate. You get what I'm saying? Part of that is definitely built in self-hate. And the idea that, hey, I'm going to move you to this neighborhood and this community, and it's going to be safer, and you're going to get a better education, and you're going to get a better opportunity at life. You're going to make connections and network, and it's bull. It's bull. A lot of you people, you were from a certain neighborhood. You went to school in that neighborhood. You went to grade school, high school in that neighborhood. You went to college. And what happened was you decided to go to the suburbs, and that's fine. But then some of y'all played this, well, the white education is better than the black education. And you realize you were smarter than your kids at their high school age. But you can't explain that. That's one issue. The next thing is this. Now we have to have a conversation about the real issue. It's classism. A lot of y'all, I'm under the weather, sorry. A lot of y'all moved to the burbs, and it became I got away from the black folks in the hood, and I'm living, my deluxe apartment in the sky type situation. And truth is, you made your kids high sedity and bougie. And now your kids think they're better than black people who don't live in the environment that they grew up in. So now it's like, oh, I'm not black enough and I'm not white enough. No. That's not what it is. You're a classist. You think you're better than people who quote unquote families have less than you. Excuse me. So you became a jerk, and you don't like the response you get because people ain't playing that. That's a whole nother part of the equation. Now, and then we have this issue where, the number one fear that has come true over the years is that you had black people who thought success meant assimilating. And then you had black people who were successful and didn't. And they wind up in the same neighborhood, and there's an animosity sometimes because how come you didn't have to assimilate like me to get where I'm at? And you're low class. You're a classless. You're so hood and ghetto. And then you have black people talking to black people like that. And it's like, no, I just decided I'm gonna be myself. I'm not gonna be a character, especially a bad character of a suburban white guy, white woman like you. That doesn't make you better. That's when you get you act like I speak well because, that I'm not trying to be white because I speak what I pronounce my words. It's like, no. Didn't you tell me you grew up in Alabama? Yes, I did. So you don't talk like people from Alabama. So what? You never left the South. You don't even have a Southern accent. And I can say this as a person who lost my, because I had a New Orleans accent as a child. I lost my New Orleans accent in Chicago because I had been there so long. It comes out every blue moon on certain words, but gone. But some people say, man, you still sound country. And I was like, I can't tell. Because I never decided to talk like this and change how I talk to make me feel like I'm smarter than you. It doesn't make sense. That's idiotic to me. But that's a whole nother thing. Then you have this other part of it. When you know who talks about this a little bit is Ali Sadiq. Like he said, he loves his youngest son because he does he acts super bougie. And it's like it's cute as a kid, but it's not gonna be cute as he become an adult. I can tell you that right now. Because what winds up happening is then you start looking and going, oh, I showed my kid how not to be a stereotype hood Negro, but I never taught them how to be black. So now they just look down on anything black. And it's like, yeah. And then you have those parents who try to play this game where, oh, you know what, I'm gonna dress you up white, but I'm gonna braid your hair and I'm gonna let you have your locks, and I'm gonna, you're gonna have a black hairstyle, but you're gonna have a white, a white mind and a white presenting, self. And it's like, bro, y'all tripping. Because what you take from these people is their individuality. They're not the kid that you once knew that you raised. They're not that at all. They're something else. The kid that had personality just became a just regular robot who assimilated, and it's because of how I grew up. And it's like, okay, this is not gonna go well for them in the real world. And then and some of y'all get mad at the interracial dating thing, how come you don't like black people? Your family didn't make it, had an issue. They only like white guys or white girls. Why? That's because that's how they raised them. In the nice white suburbs that had the white people and the white education and the white. So they just were chocolate white person. They're just white chocolate. That's at least what they thought. And then it became a problem. And then the parents are like, oh God, but why didn't I bring them around their black family members? And here's when I say it's self-hate. Because what happens is this. A lot of y'all could reconnect with y'all black family members, the ones that are, because people like to write off everybody as dysfunctional because your family is black, but that's not true. Most of your family is highly functional. They hardworking, they smart people, but you just don't want to be around the dysfunctional ones. So you say, but you cut off everybody. And you cut off the people that are really cool, and then it doesn't dawn on you until 5, 10, 20 years later, like, I was really on some classes BS. It's like, yeah, you was. It is what it is. And now your kids are like that, and your kids think they're better than other kids, but your kids don't know, okay, I got cousins that went to the black school, but they're smart just like I am. They're hardworking just like I am. So because y'all make all these stereotypes like we're better because of where we're at and everybody else is beneath us. And it's dumb. And then they go, I'm not black enough. It's like, oh, okay. Because now they assimilate being black with just being super hood. And then I got to get into that conversation about how some of y'all actually leave the hood because y'all were bad as hell, and y'all was about to get hurt. So then you left. So then you bring your ignorant stuff to the suburbs, but there's not a lot of consequences in the suburbs. See, there's a lot of drug dealing and drug using in the suburbs, but it ain't that many police. There's a lot of crime in the suburbs, but there's not many cases about it. Like, you got to really be blatant and keep doing it to get caught. So a lot of the times it's cool because it looks better, but people do stuff all the time because it's the suburbs. They'll go off you in the hood. They'll strip your car. They'll take your your tires and your wheels off your car in the suburbs. They break into people's cars in the suburbs all the time. They had their trucks and all kinds of stuff. They break in the car. Nobody cares because they don't. It's the suburbs. Everybody else belongs. It's like, okay, that's a thing. But it's the illusion of safety. And because of that illusion, you teach your kids the illusion, and part of their illusion of safety is race isn't an issue. Race doesn't matter. Racism doesn't exist. And then they get introduced to it more than you want to believe, but it becomes microaggressions, and now they have all of this PTSD and trauma, and you don't know why. And it's like, you know exactly why. Just because you changed class didn't mean you changed America's. It's your dumb ass. But I'm gonna leave it at that. Like, share, subscribe. Catch you on the next one. Peace.